a lie from the pit of hell.
That's it, I'm through.
Yeah, exactly. That is a lie from the pit of hell. You cannot cure addiction. Addiction is a medical and mental diagnosis according to doctors, mental health specialists, and the DSM-5, which is the Bible of social workers and substance abuse counselors. So anyway, so you have these poor people making them work. So now in 2017, you have all these programs popping up in the fun places: Florida, Malibu, California, Arizona, places that it's like Betty Ford. They go in for a few months and they come out fixed, right? Only to know that they go back to the same amount of drugs they were using before. Okay, let's be real. So my biggest beef with people saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe all these drugs are happening." Where were you at 30 and 40 years ago? Where were you at when people were on the street? Let me tell you, Harlem, there were certain blocks that you walk by and there'd be carcass all over the place. Dead bodies everywhere, cadavers in the staircase. Where were you at, y'all? So what I did was I actually wrote a PR article that was submitted to HuffPost, and I hope they post it. And I was talking about a 13-year-old boy was the youngest yet to die from opioids and fentanyl. So now what they're doing is the heroin is just not enough. They're mixing it with synthetic drugs. And what happens with you mixing with synthetic drugs, now you're having uppers and downers mixed all in one. That's why people are dying as fast as they are. So my suggestion, how about lifestyle change? Now, how about lifestyle change is really about any kind of addiction. It's about shopping, financial carelessness, eating, sex, drugs, alcohol, and being institutionalized to the church. And being institutionalized in the church. So readers are going to gain an insight of means of developing ways to fortify their work and seeking the inner natural high opposed to the outer fix many seek when placating the void. So what happens with addiction, there's a void that person is feeling. There's something that's going on with them that the only answer that they have to a question is some kind of addiction. Shopping and financial carelessness, that's an addiction. Drinking water too much and exercising could be addiction. So what happens is if you're doing something that is causing you to neglect things that you love and neglect things that you do, that's a form of addiction, okay? And like I said, this book covers it all. It talks about acceptance, meaning removing the compulsion, realization, rebuilding the inside, and reflection, releasing the transformed style. So I suggested that they read this book. Honestly, and I called, people saying, listen, you need to suggest this book to as many people. Greg Morris says, I never in a million years thought a book would address so many identifiable stories and offer a solution while doing so. This is an international bestseller waiting to be read. Thank you so much for being brave enough and bold enough to show that addiction is far more than heroin, cocaine, and alcohol, but the self-defeating behaviors, as you called it, resulting in numerous negative outcomes. That's from Greg Norris, okay? So this book is for people who feel like, my life has no meaning. This book is for people who may be addicted to something, whether it's a person, whether it's a food, whatever it is. We all have addictions. And this book right here is helping people out with that. So I encourage you to tell a friend about it. Go ahead and purchase it so you can see what it's about and see what happens with that, okay? So we are going to go on to the next point because I really want to get to a certain part of this show where we talk about paid protesters and Trump bankrupting his Secret Service people. So there's this big elephant in the room, as you will, that nobody's addressing. No one's talking about what is really going on, and that's the fact that this man has absolutely no idea what he's doing. Maybe he had great ideas. Maybe he could have done something different. But the point of the matter is he's not showing it. He's not executing anything that tells me I know what I'm doing. Nothing. You can't tell me that he knows what he's doing. So apparently he is bankrupting his Secret Service people because he is overextending their time. Okay? So imagine, how can I say it? Imagine you saying, I want to go away. and I can't go away because I spent all my security money or whatever. That's what's happening, okay? So Donald Trump travels, family depletes Secret Service funds for agents. They can't pay them anymore. They are out of money to pay for Trump because he has traveled so much and on a large scale. So remember, this is the same man now, don't forget, the same man that was calling President Obama golfing in chief. This is the same man, y'all, that said, oh, he's doing nothing because he's always away from the White House. Well, like I said, he has been out of the White House more than he has been in the White House. And sources say that the Secret Service can no longer afford, exactly, Princess, can no longer afford to pay hundreds of agents it needs to carry out the expanded protective mission, in large part due to the sheer size of Trump's family and efforts necessary to secure their multiple residences up and down the East Coast. Let's stop right there. Imagine President Obama, okay, saying, okay, Shelly, you, Malia, Sasha, well, her name is really Natasha, but that's another story, Mama, my cousin over here, Pookie Ray Ray and them, let's all go somewhere and have a good time, about 2 or 3 times a month. They would have had President Obama totally obliviated from the history books. He would have been as if it was like a unicorn, never existed, right? Now you have this man in office that is having our tax dollars stretched to the point where they can no longer afford it to protect him. Secret Service Director Randolph Tex Alice, in an interview with USA Today, which is one of our sources, said more than 1,000 agents have already hit the federal mandated caps for salary and overtime allowances that were meant to last the entire year. Exactly, Sylvia. So they have been faced a crushing workload since the height of the contentious election season. This man has them working quadruple time. You know how much money quadruple time is? Okay, let's break it down. Overtime, you get your money per hour. Double time, you get time and a half or whatever. Then if you work weekends or triple time, you get your salary plus more. So these people are working 4 times more than what they're supposed to be working because he's going all over the place. So they said it's not relented in the first 7 months of the administration. Agents must protect this man who has traveled almost every single weekend to his properties in Florida, New Jersey, and Virginia, and his adult children whose business trips and vacations have taken him across the country and overseas. So, i.e., basically, let me break it down. They spend it on money, y'all, unnecessarily. So you have them saying, oh, well, he has such a large family, that's the reason why. And he was the first one to say, why does Michelle Obama's mama have to be on a plane? Why does she have to go? She's not part of the White House. Okay, so now you're saying Shelly O's mom couldn't be in the White House, but yet and still you have everybody down to the baker's dozen on the Air Force One or flying around because you know that the taxpayers are going to pay for it. I want to know what your thoughts are on that. I mean, seriously, what are your thoughts about that? This is the same man that criticized this man, and when you ask him what happens, we're like, well, why are you criticizing Obama and you're doing the same thing? It's like crickets. Straight crickets. Exactly. But people are paid, exactly. People are being paid minimum wage. Go ahead, Princess. People are being paid minimum wage, and they can't get it. They can't catch a break. Yet and still, the Secret Service is making quadruple time, y'all, to the point where now they can't get paid for all the service that they did for this president. Hold on. I'm reading a text. Exactly, Lisa. Lisa said, let me tell you something. If President Obama spent every other weekend out of the White House, they would have impeached him just for, impeached him for abusing the system. Absolutely, Lisa, you're right. You're absolutely right. He would have been accused of depleting funds for theft of service, all kinds of foolishness that they would have came up with. They probably would have came up with some new supercalifragilisticexpialidocious crime for him if he were to have taken all these things. And then moving on with 45, we want to know, do you think that they're paid protesters or do you think that there's paid supporters? And the reason why I'm asking, for those of you who yesterday that was watching yet another rally, newsflash 45, you are already in office. You do not need to rally anymore. You don't need to rally anymore. Okay? Yeah, some new crime. Exactly. Some kind of new crime, Princess. So, this man's rallying yet again in Phoenix. And what happened was, there were people out there like, no, Trump must go. No, Trump must go. And they're protesting. And people are like, oh, they're disrespectful. They're rioters. Really? So, what do you call the people that out there with pitchforks and Home Depot tikis and all kinds of other stuff? Are they just like expeditionists? Are they just, people walking in a park? I mean, are these people that you really want to say, okay, mom, let me take you home for dinner? Like, seriously? So, now they're saying that all the people that were protesting had to have been paid because there's no way in the world that people hate President Trump that bad. You see my face, right? Yeah, exactly. So they're trying to say that people don't hate him that bad. We're exaggerating. Nobody thinks that they could only provide service up to September. After September, y'all gonna be on food stamps, y'all. I hate to say it, but yeah, it's gonna be bad. So now you have people, quote unquote, being paid to protest, allegedly. And because of that, they're trying to say that these are fake protesters, that there's somebody, I don't know who it is, because I protested, I want my check. There's some mystical creature that is paying people not to protest. I've never heard of such animal. But that's what they're saying. So they're trying to say that all the protesters are lies because in secret they really love Trump. Okay, so, yeah. Alright, so what can we do to stop racism, y'all? What are some of the things? Give me some suggestions that you could think of to stop racism. And for those of you who are on, please share so we can get some of your friends on the show. I know we had about 10 people on that were sharing. And also, you can share this actual broadcast with other people as well through iHeart Radio. So, what are some things that we could do to stop racism? Because number one, what they're trying to do, but they're getting so much resistance, is trying to have people take these statues down. Because the statues symbolize hate, racism, and of course slavery because of all the stuff that happened before. So there are people who are saying like, yo, if you want to stop racism, let's first take it out of our face. Let's get these Confederate flags out of here. Let's get these SWAT stickers out of here. And guess what? The Civil War is over. That's what we fought for. So let's get that out the way. What we need to do is make people feel comfortable where they live, no matter what they practice for religion, no matter what they practice as it relates to what they call fun. Everybody has an opportunity to be them and their loving selves. So what I want to know is, what can we do to fight racism? One of the things that I would think is, let's find some common ground between us. Let's find something that we all like to do. I know when I have speaking engagements and I don't really know the crowd that much, what I usually do is have people write down things that they like and things that they don't like, and we pass it around the room, and you wouldn't be surprised how many people like and dislike the same thing, but you never know unless you start talking to a person. So what can we do to stop racism? Princess says it starts with families. People have to recognize that they are against their own family. It will all start when people come to terms with who they truly are. Absolutely. There was a special, I forgot whose show it was. I don't know if it was Maury or one of those shows, and someone wanted to kill their family because they found out that they had black in them. So they did the Ancestry.com. They were like, I ain't got no black blood in my body. I'm 100% Anglo. We're like, okay, I'm watching this like, this isn't going to end out good. Something's going to happen with this one. This isn't good at all. And what ended up happening was, exactly. So what ended up happening was, I think it was Maury. It might have been Maury Povich, or what was the other? Not Jerry Springer, it was Maury. So when they drew blood and they came back with the Ancestry answers, they were like, you have like 30% black in your blood. And he went, oh, I can't believe it. This is a lie. This is a lie. Test me again. Test me again. This is wrong. Why are you lying on my family? I ain't got no black blood in me. And he went off the freaking cuckoo's nest. And I'm actually about to research how many people actually had meltdowns when they found out that they had black in the system. Hold on. I'm going to find it for you guys too. Because it was absolutely interesting. I know one person committed suicide because of it. One of them said, I can't live like that. Almost like, remember when what you call it? Dave Chappelle. When Dave Chappelle had that show with Clayton Bigsby or what have you, and then they said, how, Clayton Bigsby was actually black and he didn't know it, and he ended up divorcing his wife because she liked black people? Exactly. That's what's happening right now. Okay, so in the recent arrest, this is recent, well, not that recent, not that long ago, the recent arrest of neo-Nazi Craig Cobb, who wants to turn a small North Dakota town all white, was apparently sparked by a feud with a fellow supremacist who turned on him when DNS tests showed Cobb to be part black. He didn't even know it. Now, if you look at the picture, you could tell that the blind black Klansman, exactly. If you look at the picture, you could tell that this man had black in him. You could see it all in his face.